In this video, I'm going to explain the types of adhesive that can be used for plasterboard. One of the modern ways that people can use to fix plasterboard is to use something called Insta-Stick. It's like a type of expanding foam which doesn't expand too much, and you spray that on the back of your plasterboard, push your plasterboard up to the wall. You might want to hold it there with a prop, and it's sort of like expanding foam. It expands a little bit but not too much. Well, the aim of it is that it doesn't expand, it just sort of acts like expanding foam. It comes in the same gun grade canister and it sets the plasterboard securely. So one of the practices to install plasterboard, other than screwing them to a stud wall using mechanical fixing, is to use plasterboard adhesive. So this is normally mixed up with water. It comes in a bag. You add a few blobs to your wall, you mix it up, you add a few blobs to your wall, you push your plasterboard into position, and then that plasterboard adhesive cures to the back of the plasterboard and fixes it securely to your solid wall. So that's one way using plasterboard adhesive, and that's been used for hundreds of years. It's great stuff. Now there are a few other different ways you could secure plasterboard to a wall. I'd say those were the top two. You've got Insta-Stick foam, and you've also got plasterboard adhesive. You probably could stick plasterboard to a wall with silicone or PU glue, but I wouldn't really recommend it because those two alternative products exist which have stood the test of time. It's always important that your adhesive sticks to the substrate behind. So if you do have an old wall and you want to dot and dab your plasterboard onto there, it's important that the wall behind is free from dust. So whenever I'm sticking plasterboard to something, I'll always hoover, sweep off and vacuum the wall down. If the wall behind is an old solid wall and it's particularly sort of pitted and unpleasant and flaky, then I always like to treat it with a coat of blue grit. There are a lot of different options available. If your wall's a bit uneven and ropey and you're worried about your plasterboard adhesive chemically bonding to it, then I'd always recommend you coat your wall with a layer of blue grit and then just use your plasterboard adhesive, or you can use your Insta-Stick foam to stick your plasterboard on to your wall. So I hope this video has given you a little bit of an insight into the different ways to adhere your plasterboard to a wall. If you've learned something from the video, drop us a like. If you have some extra information on plasterboard adhesive, let us know in the comments. And if you want to stay updated with all our informative videos, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.